Indie Filmmaking with Aaron Carlson, a CCC Studios production. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. You know what I mean? Let's fucking go. Hey guys, Aaron here, CCC Studios. Another live video and a new segment. So since I'm doing these live videos, I thought it'd be important to just, why don't I make them a little more professional and just kind of start putting these out there more on, YouTube and Facebook, and getting a lot of good feedback from people about these lives I've been doing. So it's like, what the fuck? Might as well do them. Start chatting about like indie filmmaking in real words. If everybody understands what I'm saying there. A lot of people are out there making movies, trying to do this stuff in the industry, make their dreams come true and tell these stories they want to tell. And yet a lot of folks don't seem to have some of the techniques that I think are necessary in order to make this shit work. That's the hardest part. And I thought I'd share some of the stuff that I know I've heard about, I've seen about, stuff that I've done and stuff I've done wrong, stuff I did right, and the way I handle it myself. And I'm not going to speak to her about, for the rest of my team, I should say. I'm not going to talk for them. I'm going to talk for me, how I do this stuff, and why I'm able to continually, pushing myself each and every day to make this company and make this team. And when I say team, I mean all of us across the board successful in what we do in the indie filmmaking world. So that's what this little segment's about, Indie Filmmaking Live. I have no schedule for these. I'm going to just randomly be doing these, and this is episode 1. And we're just going to keep moving forward with it. We also have our other podcast, Around the Reel, where we're going to have a platform for other artists and creatives out there to come on board with me and Sam and Steve and Kelvin and chat about all the stuff that they do out there. And we'll dive in more deeply with some of the things that they're doing too. That show is a weekly basis. We took the week off last week after the holiday. We're going to get back at it here next week. We got a new guest coming on Around the Reel next week. It's going to be a great show. Anyway, but this little Indie Filmmaking Live is just me venting and talking and sharing. And if it's important to indie filmmakers out there to have a source, especially those in Pacific Northwest that might want some insight on certain things and how I do them, please listen in. They're going live on Facebook and on YouTube right now. And they're going to be fucking random. Like whenever I have something I want to say, I'm going to just fucking jump in and do this little segment here, Indie Filmmaking Live. Anyway, I thought it was a cool idea to do. And I'm again, I don't have fucking plans when it comes to making movies. I don't, guys. Everybody thinks, CCC, they know. No, fucking, we have no idea what we're doing. We are winging this. We are making it up as we go. There's a lot of cool nuggets that we get along the way. But as far as our plan goes, it's kind of like, I don't fucking know. Let's try this. Let's just try it and see if it works. And I just keep doing that. That's all I got. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you're listening live, I appreciate you being here. If you're not here live and you're watching it later, I appreciate you watching it later. So that's awesome. Okay, so today, I thought I'd dive into, on this first episode, basically talking about like your own sanity. I hate the term mental health, but I'm going to use it. Okay, I'm going to use it because I think it's important. I've seen a lot of filmmakers out there over the years, and I've been doing film since about 2000, guys. So it's been about 25 years almost. I think it's real close to that I've been trying to learn this industry and this craft and pushing myself to do most of everything that is required to make a movie. And then I learned later down the road that I didn't have to know it all. And then I suddenly found my superpowers within, the art form. Right. I love editing. I love directing. I love filming. I love the sound design. I'm starting to love acting. These are the things I think I can focus on and do a good job at. Producing the film, marketing the film, advertising the films that we do, advertising everything we do. I'm pretty good at it so far. I can get better. Obviously, we can always get better at stuff, but I feel confident in those categories. And then there's other things I don't know, like visual effects. I kind of know, but I don't know how to do some of these major things. But I've done them, so I understand the process, and that helps me in post when I'm working with somebody better, like Steve, who's fucking brilliant at visual effects. But I know what he's talking about now because I understood the basics. You know what I mean? Writing, I enjoy writing quite a bit. I love that, but I also have Steve helping me with writing because he's brilliant at writing. So I'll write something and I'll give it to him and he'll make it better. And I'm like, holy shit, that's even better. You know, so that's kind of the process I've learned over all these years, is to, you know, step away from trying to manhandle all of it and just be able to disperse it to those who you trust and know to do a better job. That helps your mental health. That helps your brain go, oh, now I never thought that way before. I wanted to keep my hands locked in on everything, like a control freak that I am. However, you know, over the last few years, I've been able to delegate these other things to others. And I'm going to tell you, it makes a huge difference. And it also helps the projects. It really does. It makes everything fucking smoother. It makes everything better. And when you see some of the other work that these other artists are doing, you're like, holy shit, that's so much better than I could do. That helps your brain. Okay. So here's the thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to mental health. Like, how do you stay strong and true to yourself and this craft in this world, in today's world, especially in today's world with so much hate that's out there? You know, I've seen so many filmmakers doing the other podcasts we do around the reel that come and go. You know, they make a film and they're kicking ass and they're doing something great. And next thing I know, within a few months, they're no longer making movies anymore. They're gone. They finished their project. They put it out there. And then all of a sudden it disappeared. They disappeared. They left. And I was like, wow, you went through all that work to make that film and you're gone. What happened? Like, what the fuck happened? Why aren't you doing it anymore? Well, I've got some answers to some of those questions. I was able to track down some of those people. Sometimes it was like, oh, you know, I broke myself. I put so much money into this thing and I'm gone now. I can't do it anymore. And I didn't get any return on my investment. So yeah, I had to just move on. Okay, that makes sense. Other people have told me that they've literally left the arena because of the amount of bad and horrible things people have said about the film that they made. It broke their hearts. They couldn't handle the negative criticism of their film or the hate. So, and it disturbed them, like it messed with their fucking heads. And, you know, that's a very common thing nowadays about how to deal with negativity in this industry. Anytime you put yourself out in this world, you're going to get ridiculed. No matter what, you get ridiculed day to day and you don't even fucking know it. You know, from your own family, your own kids, you know, your loved ones, your friends, they all talk shit about you guys. They all do. Something you've done has upset them, pissed them off, or they didn't like it, or they were just hating on you. Whatever the case may be, somebody's got something bad to say about you. It doesn't matter what it is. Just because it's not posted online doesn't mean it's not happening. Don't forget that shit, you know? We all have this kind of thing over our faces like, you know, everybody thinks I'm great. No, they don't. We all have somebody out there hating, talking shit behind your back. It's real. That doesn't mean they don't like you. That just means in the moment, they're just doing what they do. Because that's what people do. That's what people fucking do. So we have to get used to that, right? So how do you build that kind of stability in your own mind to be able to handle something like that? How do you deal with the hate? How do you deal with the criticism? How do you deal with people just honestly just kind of bending backwards to make fun of something that you're doing? Now, as an indie filmmaker, you know, that's one of those dreams. Like you're trying to make movies. Everybody's going to make fun of you. They're going to act like they support you in your face. Hey, good job. Yeah, do it. You know, but deep down, you're going to hear shit through the grapevine of people saying, oh, I can't believe they're fucking doing this. He's going to quit his job for movies. What an idiot. That's the dumbest thing ever. You know, these people don't have the dream. They don't have the mental capacity to understand what an artist needs to do. And it's your job to understand it, not theirs. And you got to remember that shit, right? You got to always remember that if this is your choice, your life, and what you want to do, that's what you got to do. Like this guy right here, Chris Sharon. What's up, my dude? Chris is a filmmaker. Chris is a hell of a filmmaker. He's got a new movie coming out right now. I'm sure, and he's also a musician, a hell of a musician. He's got a great band out there, kicking ass. They do shit creatively all the time. And I'm sure he's dealt with this too. You know, he's across the country. Never met Chris. I know Chris. I feel like I know him. I feel like I met him. But that guy puts his work out there. He gets shit done. You know, and I don't think Chris would give a shit what anybody thinks about his films, because his job is to fucking make them and to get them out to those that do like his work, not the people that don't. That's the biggest thing for an indie filmmaker to understand, right? You're making these movies for the people that want to see them, not for everybody. There's a difference there, right? There's a huge difference there between finding your audience and eliminating those you don't give a fuck about because they don't give a fuck about you. You gotta separate that. You're not gonna make everybody happy. Not everybody's gonna love what you make. They're not. They're looking for a reason to fucking come down on you or make fun of you or try to disrupt whatever dream you have. They don't have what it takes to try it, so they're gonna hate on you. It is so simple. Each one of us has done that to somebody in our lives. At some time, at some point in our lives, we've done it. And you know you've done it. I know I've done it to somebody, especially when I was working as a garbage man, or I was working as a car salesman, or I was working at fucking Xfinity, Comcast back in the day because I had lost everything else after my real estate career died. I was jealous of fucking everybody. I said some mean shit about people that I didn't even mean. I just did it because it made me feel good inside. People do this. So you go out there and you try to make an indie film, and you make an indie film, and you get it distributed out into the world, and then people start watching it, and you don't think they're going to have an opinion about the work you did or who you are. It's an opportunity for them to jump all over you and fucking just pow, 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 kill you. And then there's others you're going to find that are going to fucking lift you up. And then you got to focus on those. You focus on those. Those are the ones that you're looking for. Those are the people that, you know, support what you're making, supporting what you're doing. They got your fucking back. We got to eliminate negativity. There's no reason to have that in your life, guys. It's just not a reason for it. It really isn't. Preach, Chris Sharon says. And that's why I love you, homie. Dude, yeah, I love you too, man. It's serious shit, bro. It's serious shit. I'm really tired of seeing indie filmmakers lose their minds because they didn't do their own due diligence. And that's the key. Due diligence. So there's a huge difference, guys, between constructive criticism and hate. Okay? And it's your job to identify the difference between those two. Right? I can smell hate a mile away. I ain't going to give that any of my energy. If I do, I'm doing it because I want to. I've made this deliberate choice to do it, where I'm going to respond to somebody and just make fun of them back. I'm childish that way. I don't give a fuck. I know other people will read that and it stings because they all kind of sting when they happen. Don't forget about that. Even with me, right? Someone can say something negative about our film or films. And if I see that comment, I get stung. It hurts a little bit. It does to this day. But it's your job as a production owner, the director, the filmmaker, whoever you are, and how much emphasis you put on yourself in whatever said project you're doing. It's your job to be able to handle that. And you've got two choices. One, you can climb into a hole and feel sorry for yourself and feel embarrassed and stupid. Or you can say, fuck you, fuck that, and I'm going. And you brush that shit off your shoulders. And that's a choice you can make. And it's up to you to do it. And I think that's the difference between someone who's struggling with mental health and who isn't. It's the choice that you make and how you deal with whatever it is that you're dealing with. It's an important part of it. How do I deal with that stuff? Well, I knew and have known that part of life has always been there. Now, That may be my upbringing. I don't know, but I am brown. I've gotten a lot of people talk shit about me because of my skin color, who I am, like for no reason. And I was always ever to let that go. It never bugged me. I don't know why. They could say mean things to me and call me whatever, and it never affected me. I was lucky that way. Or was it because of the way I was raised? I don't know. But I had this sense of strength in me where it didn't really affect me. So when I go out there and make a movie, and I know we're putting it out there for the entire world to possibly see, it doesn't scare me, right? It fires me up to see, okay, I put my shit out there. Now, let's go. What do we get? What are we getting? What are we getting? And I'm able to handle all sides of this, the positivity, the negativity, the people that I know are true to their word when they say something to me about, that was a really great film. And then there's a couple parts though, man, if you would have done this and that, to me, I can weed through it all and I can kind of see it. It's taken me a while to figure that out, but it's true. You can find a way to get through this stuff mentally without it damaging you if you really want to. It's up to you to understand the difference between criticism and hate. And hate, you can just let that shit bounce right off you. You don't have to let that stick. Okay? You really don't. It's not that hard to do. You just got to practice. Everybody always says to not read the comments or reviews that you get. I think you fucking should. I think you fucking should. I think that's the only way you're going to learn the lessons you need to learn to be able to deal with the kind of criticism you can get doing anything creative on this planet. If you try to avoid it all the time, you're just going to hurt yourself in the long run, because one day it's going to hit you and you're going to be like, oh shit, that's brutal. I just got destroyed and I don't know what to do with myself. Right? I say keep that shit in your face as much as you can, especially when you're first starting. Really read it. And every once in a while, go back and test the waters. Look at some of the reviews you got on IMDb or wherever your movie's at. Look at them. If they're on YouTube, read the comments. Just look at them and see how you feel. And then deal with that feeling in the best way you can and not quit. Okay? Do not quit. That's the most important thing. That will help you mentally. That'll build a tolerance. It's like going to the gym. I just started back at the gym again. I've been kicked. My ass has been kicked filming these movies. I got injured. I'm 52, so I'm doing stupid shit, but whatever. Got myself back in the gym this last week. I'm sore as fuck. Like, I'm not as strong as I was. I let it all go. I didn't go to the gym for a couple months. Now I'm all just like, oh, I'm sore as shit. That shit hurts, right? Now I could quit right now and not go back, and then I'd be fine, right? But there's no growth. There's no energy to push myself to be better. I've got nothing to be proud of. I just quit to avoid the pain. But if I keep going to the gym, this pain, the sore I feel, it's going to go away, right? Put yourself in those uncomfortable situations is what I'm saying. It helps you build a tolerance to things. I think you should read some of these comments when you put a movie out. Don't stay in your brain thinking you're the shit. Read what other people think, because that's your audience. Those are the people that are out there that are going to help you. Even if they don't like it, they're going to help you in your career. They're going to push you to a new level if you're able to handle that stuff. But you can't quit. You've got to keep going through it. You got to keep working out. Keep practicing your craft, okay? I'm telling you guys, we made a movie. And like I said, we started this stuff in 2001. I did. It took me about 17 years. And there was about 3 or 4 years in there where we didn't really make anything too. But by 2017, we made the movie The Outrider. Okay. When I made this movie, I was thinking to myself, this is the shit. I fucking love every second of this story. I wrote this script. I thought it was the most best thing on the planet. It was a noir. It had detective stuff. It had action. It had angels. It had demons. It's got this crazy vibe to it, this Blade Runner kind of feel. And it was just like all over the board. I'm like, who's not going to like this? And that movie's all over the place. And another thing we didn't have is any type of gear whatsoever. We had one Canon camera. And I don't even know if, was it HD? I think it was 1080p. Yeah, I think it was an HD cam. We had lights from Home Depot, and we had a shotgun mic that we put on the camera, and we had no idea there were field recorders out there that could get good audio. We had no lav mics. We had no idea about that stuff. We didn't even have real actors. We had a lot of friends we knew act in this movie. Didn't matter, because to us, this was going to be breathtaking. That movie's rough. And we got it out in the public. 2017, The Outrider was released. And it did make the most popular list on Amazon Prime. It did. People were watching it. We got a lot of views. We made a lot of money up real quick. In the first couple months, we made a shit ton. I was like, holy shit, what did I tell you guys? We got this. And then all of a sudden, more people started watching it. And then guess what happened? We started to get negative reviews all day long. That movie went from like a 9 rating all the way down to like a 4.2. And I read the most meanest shit I have ever read about a fucking movie in my life. They hated it. They hated it. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Russell Dorsey, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate you. You also said your stories are always awesome. Thanks, man. No, that's what it's all about. It's people like you, Russell, that understand this industry and you support all these indie filmmakers and their dreams and these stories that they're telling, dude. It's people like you that matter, bro. So thank you. I appreciate you very much. So The Outrider started to decline in its ratings. And I thought it'd be fun to show you what I thought was such a badass fucking movie trailer. Okay? Check this out. Just watch this.
I'm looking for my sister, Lexi Baxter.
I'll find your sister.
I know she's alive. I can feel it. But the darkness, it holds me down.
I'm looking for a girl.
I bet you are. What's her name?
Lexi Baxter. Sister says that she's been missing.
Marcus Ford, you're under arrest for the murder of Vivian Baxter.
I didn't do it, Maggie. Heard her wanted for murder.
Yeah, it's all over the news right now.
Fake news. Wasn't that your client?
Did you do it?
Come on, Lucy, you know me better than that.
What brings you by the church today, my son?
I'm looking for a woman that you might know.
I'm not crazy. I knew she was still alive.
Vivian Baxter's body just disappeared from the morgue.
What you're telling me is you actually have seen Donovan's sister alive.
I didn't kill her.
Marcus, you have to turn yourself in.
I've seen Vivian Baxter.
You're willing to go.
He's a good man!
And I'm on the heels of catching a man wanted for murder.
I don't have a good feeling about any of this, Mama. Something is wrong.
Yes, sir. All right. Yes, that's The Outrider. And like I said before, that movie was going to be the shit. It was going to blow everybody away. No one was going to see what was coming when that one came out. Oh, man, it's rough. It's rough. But see, that's my point. That is my point. It's all about making stuff. And it's about putting yourself out there. And you have to start somewhere, right? Now, today, if I made The Outrider, I can make that movie so much better. I can make that so much better. I could fix the script. I could tighten that bitch up. I could make that thing, get real actors in it. We could kill it. We could kill that story, and it might work. I don't know. But you know what? You move on. You keep doing your thing. But I was excited when that movie came out, and I really thought that trailer was a shit, and I thought the movie was a shit. But we all do that, right? As indie filmmakers, we all love what we make. And that you're supposed to. It's important. You have to understand that that is a part of your journey. That is a part of how it begins. And that's a part of the learning process. And then you can go back and look at your work and go, and I say it all the time, like, oh, The Outrider's rough. Oh, it's not that good. And I still get people to this day that some of them go, I still liked it. I'm like, well, thank you. You know why? Because I still like it. It's a movie. We made a movie with nothing. And we made some money. And we put ourselves out there. And ever since, that movie is the springboard to everything we've done since. And every movie that we do, we get better and better and better. The comments get better and better, but they will never get rid of the hate. There's studio movies out there that just get ripped to shreds. Like, there's people that fucking hate the Avengers or Stranger Things. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with these people, right? They're looking for a reason to rate. So don't ever worry about these comments, guys. You gotta just let yourself go. You gotta let yourself go and be you. Don't worry about anybody else but yourself. For your own mental health, for yourself. That's how you become a successful filmmaker. I'm telling you. If you just don't quit and you don't listen to the garbage. All right? But you have to, it's a thin line. You got to be able to separate what's garbage and what is constructive criticism. There's people out there that want to see you succeed, but are also giving you input. They may not like certain things that you've done, but they're not doing it from a hateful place. They're doing it from a place of wanting you to succeed and help you get better. And you can't have an ego. You can't have that kind of arrogance to think, oh, just because you didn't like it and bleh, you know. And I hate notes. Trust me, I hate them. I hate hearing them. I hate when people say it. But when it comes from certain sources, I accept them. Even though I don't want them to say that. It's normal. You have to just continually push yourself to understand that that's a part of this whole process. This is indie filmmaking. Okay? We don't know all the stuff. And when I made The Outrider, I thought I did. I didn't know shit. Not at all. The audio is fucked. You know, the cinematography is fucked. The color grade is fucked. The best thing about the movie is the score. I had a professional doing the score for us, and that's the best part of the movie. Now there's moments in it though where you can see filmmakers, but as far as it all put together, it's a rough movie. But I just want everybody to know that, you know, you embrace who you are, where you came from, and you don't ever shy away from showing people your growth. You know, I'm not ashamed of The Outrider. I'm not. I absolutely love that movie, not only because we made it and we did it, but it also helped push us to the level we're on now, and we're continuing to grow from here. You know, that's what's the most important thing, is growth. Russell says, keep up the good work, Aaron. People are always going to complain you made a movie they didn't. Absolutely. Yeah, they sure shit will, man. Every fucking time they will. And that's just a part of the game, guys. And if you can't figure that out early on in your career as an indie filmmaker, you're doomed. You are doomed. You are honestly doomed. We're going to check out The Outrider. Outrider is on Tubi TV and Amazon Prime. I think you can watch it free on Tubi, obviously. And then I think it's on our YouTube channel, too. You could find it there, Russell. I put that up there a while ago. It's deep somewhere in there. But if you watch it on Tubi, we make more money. So it's fine. But you might get a kick out of it. But it's really cool where you can see how far we've come as filmmakers from that 2017 movie. So it's pretty cool. I think you'd enjoy it. Okay. Russell says, awesome. I'll check it out. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, buddy. Last point I want to make on this first episode of Indie Filmmaking Live. Choosing your people. I was on a podcast this last week of talking about your film family, right? And if you're making movies, you know, the most important thing to me is the people. Who you're working with. Why you're working with them. Who they are, their personalities. Do you vibe with them? To me, that's number one. Okay. Script, movie, shooting. I don't worry about any of that when I go out on set. I don't worry about it. I know we got a script. I know we got a movie. I already know this shit. Pre-production to me is finding the people. That is the biggest, the most important thing for me. Now, I know there's 1,000 ways to do this, so everybody's got their way. But for me, finding the right people to work with is the number one thing for pre-production. And that's pretty much it. Nothing else compares to that. I want to be able to surround myself with like-minded folks that are going to make the process not only professional, but entertaining and fun. Fun being the biggest thing. Like, I hear a lot of people all the time wanting to make sure they get a name person in their film. You know, and I get it. Sells tickets. Brings an audience to your streaming platform, wherever it's at. You got your movie up on Tubi, you know, you got a name person in it. They're coming. They'll be there because you got that name person. It's your job to make sure that name person, it's cool. I hear a lot of horror stories about getting some of these actors who've been in the industry for 20, 30 years. A lot of these motherfuckers are scarred. Okay? Yeah, just because you can get them on your little indie movie and throw their name up on the fucking poster and thinking that's going to be cool and everything, you're in for a treat when they're on set and they're fucking dicks. All right? They could be dicks. And one person could bring down your entire production. Bring down all your joy, all your hope, and mentally you're fucked. Because you're in charge of it and you fucking picked them. Because you wanted that name. So you better be goddamn sure when you're making your movie that you do your due diligence. And you make sure that each and every person on that set is someone that you can trust, that is like-minded, and they are cool. Because if they're not, you're in for a surprise. And you're going to have a horrible time on your production because of one individual that you didn't do due diligence on. Just because you were looking at the dollar signs instead of actually the experience. I want the experience each and every time. That's the most important thing for me. And I can say that I have been successful in our production so far because of that way of thinking. It's worked. I haven't had any drama on our sets. And I think we've had a few minor hiccups here and there. Nothing major. Not some of the horror stories like I hear. I think that's important for each and every person out there who is making movies, going to make movies, or has made movies, to really go back in your brain and think, did I do my due diligence with these people? Put it this way, The Stranger, right now, haven't even started real true pre-production yet. Just started teasing, putting little feelers out for people, you know, see what's up. Steve, what's up, bro? Didn't even see you pop in there. Oh, man. Steve says that's your superpower. Well, you got a ton of them too, bro. You really do. Thank you, Steve. The Stranger, the feelers. I've gotten, I don't know how many DMs, emails about this, comments for The Stranger. And a majority of these people I've never met. I don't know them. Everybody wants to be in this movie or be a part of this production, which is cool. I fucking love that. That's great. Thank you. But, you know, there's going to come a time when we hit production that I'm going to have to go through each and every one of these messages, each and every DM, each and every email. And I got to start vetting people. That's my pre-production. Like, the movie's there. You know, I need some locations. I know I'm going to be able to cast some of the major parts already. I need some of the cash to do it. Okay, that's part of pre-production. But the biggest thing is figuring out how to fill in the gaps for a cast and a crew. So I'm going to have to take my time with everybody. And I'm going to have to go through them. And I'm going to have to vet them. I'm going to be looking at their fucking social media. I'm going to be looking at their IMDb's. I'm going to be looking at everything that I fucking can find about these people. And I want them on my podcast. You know, whether they talk on Around the Reel or if they give me a phone call, we go out for lunch. I don't give a shit. I want to get to know them. I want to understand. I want to feel the energy from them in person if I can. One way or another, either virtually or in person. I'm good. I just got to get to know them a little bit and feel it. Also throw out the names on to some people I trust in the industry to see if they've heard of this person or not. You know, that's vetting. To understand who and why you're getting involved with somebody on your sets, on your films. Name and credits don't matter to me. Talent doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. If you're cool and you've got the energy and the vibe and I like you, I can direct you. I can, even if you've never made a movie before and you wanted to act in this, I could probably, more than likely, feed you lines off screen with your energy that you have, and we could pull it off. I've done it before. So that never phases me. I want to tell the story the best way, and the best way to tell the story to me is the vibe it has on set. Because I honestly believe, to this day, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, the vibe that you have on set, the energy that you have on set shows up on the screen. Okay? It shows up there. I know it does. I think our movies are a portrayal of that. But when you watch a CCC Studios film, they're fun. They're fun. You can go back to The Outrider, as shitty as that is. It's still fun. You'll still get a kick out of it. You'll be like, boy, they took this shit seriously, didn't they? Yeah, we fucking did. And we had a blast doing it. It was so much fun. That's important, guys. That's the biggest thing. Remember, if you're the filmmaker, you're the director, you're the casting director, whatever you do, putting together the team of people is not only one of the most important things you can do, but it's also a support system that you will need to get through all of this process, right? It's going to be the only way to get through it if you don't have that strength individually, right? Now, I can go through this stuff and deal with the hate and the comments and the people that are fucking crazy. And trust me, there's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out on this planet, especially in this industry. There's people out there that are going to use you. They're going to piggyback off you and your success. They're going to try to latch themselves on so they can get something out of it. And they're not doing any of this for the right reasons. They're looking at it for themselves, not you or your team or the production. They're doing it for them. Those people can fuck off. I ain't got nothing to do with those people. All right? Not at all. Not one of them. And that's my line. And you can smell that a mile away as a filmmaker if you're open to really doing your due diligence. That's the biggest thing. And that will help your mental health. Okay? You will not feel sick. You'll be proud of what you've made. You'll be proud of the people that helped you make it. You'll be proud of your final product. Even if it was shitty like The Outrider. You still be proud of it. That's key, guys. That is key. Separate constructive criticism from hate. Pick the right people to work with. And find it in yourself to continually push yourself to deal with the negativity that is out there on this planet. Those things and those energy forces that are out there that are trying to pull you down to stop you from doing what you want to do. You can't allow that to win. You can't allow that to win. Don't let it win. If you need these videos, if you need CCC, if you need anybody to chat with, we will do our best to be here for you. But I'm telling you, you can do this on your own. You don't need us. You don't need anybody else. You can do it, but you have to find a way. Go watch fucking Rocky. Go, watch The Last Samurai Standing. Watch something there where there's just this, don't let them break you, but also still maintain being humble enough to listen to those that you trust. Okay, there's a balance here that you got to find. And if you find that balance, you're going to do just fine. You're going to be a fun person to work with. People are going to flock to you. They'll want to work on your projects. Whether you got money or not, they won't care. They want to be a part of it. They don't want to miss an opportunity to work with somebody who's actually doing it for the right reasons. Okay? That's what I think. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. This is episode 1 of Indie Filmmaking Live from CCC Studios. Yeah. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for listening. As always, keep making your movies. Don't quit. Don't stop. Do your thing. And yes, Last Samurai Standing, it's on Netflix. Yes, Russell, that's a badass show, dude. I cannot wait. I hope they do a second season, dude. They got to. Please keep following your dreams. Don't forget, guys. It's important, all right? It matters. And don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want to do. Find the strength. You can do it. Anyway, love you all. Thanks for listening. I'll do another episode here real soon, so we'll see you then. That's about it.
Indie Filmmaking with Aaron Carlson, a CCC Studios production. Let's fucking go.